The Knock 'em Dead Comedy Radio Show also brought to you by Two Eagles Auto Body. For more than 25 years, Two Eagles Auto Body has been the leader in auto body repairs and customer satisfaction on Long Island. Two Eagles Auto Body handles every type of auto repair, from custom applications and restorations to repairs involving insurance claims. So call Two Eagles Auto Body and ask for John Rossi at 516-328-2527.
Okay.
Hi, everybody. It's Monday. Welcome to the Knock 'em Dead Comedy Show here on Gov's Comedy Club Podcast Twitch channel. We're in trouble already. Thanks for joining us. You see the graphic right above my head. Please share the link to this show on all your social medias and tell everybody you know about all the great shows here on Gov's Comedy Club Podcast, whether it's on Twitch or the YouTube channel. Please follow this channel and, again, tell everybody you know. Hello, Johnny Lambros, and hello, Fifth Dimension Disco, who says hello, Elio, and everyone else from Wallace in sunny Paisley, Scotland.
Nice. Ooh. Hi there. Scotland. Can't wait to get back there.
It's quite a show today, ladies and gentlemen. People have traveled from all over the world just to be here today. England and New Jersey, which is probably easier to get here from England than it is from Jersey.
Good vouch for that.
Amy Rhiannon Worth, Elio Pace, and David Clark. I'm just going to throw it out there before I forget. I want to just thank the three of you for joining us and for being here today. This means everything. I love you guys, and I'm so thrilled you're here. And I need to apologize to you because you always come here whenever I ask, which I want to thank you for. But I also want to apologize because one of these days I got to get you in here when Cindy's available too.
Oh yeah, man.
I miss Cindy. Haven't seen her. I actually just sent her a message a few minutes ago because I'm like, this. You've been in here several times because you're nice enough to come in. Cindy, I have yet to bring in here, and I feel bad about it, and I just haven't seen her in a long time, and I feel bad about it.
One of the best jazz trumpeters you've ever heard.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my God.
And she's gorgeous.
utterly gorgeous.
Absolutely.
Aw,
Yeah.
What a musician.
honey.
And funny as funny gets.
Yes.
Really. She is fantastic.
Keeps me on my toes.
New Jersey Slim says, hi, y'all. I don't know who that is. Vicky says, greetings from Rochester. Johnny's asking, I'm embarrassed to ask, but who are these guys? Johnny, pay attention. Amy Rhiannon Worth, Elio Pace, David Clark. Fantastic musicians, actors, entertainers, people. Just great people. And I'm especially excited because tonight's a big night for me and Amy. And no, it's not what you think, you freaks. No, Amy tonight is performing with Knock 'em Dead Comedy. We're performing at a corporate function in Connecticut. And Amy and Elio were going to be in the area, so I said, hey, and I just happened to need a particular role filled. I said, this is perfect.
Let's do it.
And yeah, really excited about it.
Looking
This is going to be
forward
fun.
to it. Bring it on.
Yep.
Wow.
Fifth Dimension Disco. Elio basically is Billy Joel these days. Oh, New Jersey Slim is Don Evans. Wow.
Morning, Dawn.
Hello, Don.
Don Evans, who will be performing with you
Yes.
in England in October.
October.
Yeah.
October. But it's funny that you should say that I'm Billy Joel when you've literally got two people in the room who look more like Billy Joel combined, Tony and David. Look at them with the goatee beard and the accent. Look at that.
Yeah.
Hey, Don,
I'm the
Don
only
Evans.
one. I'm the only one who doesn't look like Billy Joel.
Don Evans.
Yay!
Hope your ears were burning, Don. We were just talking about you.
Don Evans, for anybody who doesn't know, is a great guitar player who has played with Billy back in the early days. And he's still a great guitar player and a hell of a good guy. And you know what? I guess that's a good segue. You have a special announcement. You want to get right into that, or no?
Well, I can do if you want. But Don played guitar on Billy's very first solo album. It's really weird always being here. It's great to be here. Thanks for having us, Tony.
My pleasure.
To be here on Long Island, where this all kicked off for Billy, where the whole thing, and Cold Spring Harbor just down the road, and Don Evans played on Cold Spring Harbor, 1971. I mean, that's incredible. And then Don didn't go on the road when Billy put that first band together to go on the road. Don said, "No, I'm going to stay here." They were living in New York at the time, and in Los Angeles at the time. But then Don ran into Billy a couple of years later, and Billy. Don tells the story. Sorry, Don, I'm going to tell you a story for you. But Don was working in a keyboard repair shop in LA, and Billy Joel walks in with a Wurlitzer under his arm. And they go, "Hey, you, yeah, you." And they like recognize each other. And Billy said, "What are you doing?" He said, "I'm here working at the shop." He said, "Why don't you come and join me?" So they hooked up again. And that's when Don rejoined Billy's band. I think it was for the Piano Man tour, and stayed with Billy until about 1975. So, hi, Don.
Right, you
Legend.
watch, if you look at some old clips, like, what is it, the Midnight Special or something? I
Yeah,
believe that's Don in there.
fantastic. That's
Yeah.
Don.
Yeah, and Reese, too, I think.
And
right?
Reese,
Yeah, yeah.
Reese did go on the road. That first tour, when Billy said, "Do you want to come on the road with me?" Don said no, but Reese said yes, and stayed with Billy until 75. Those two guys demoed the songs for Turnstiles. The very first ever versions of New York State of Mind, and what was the other one? James
Okay, yeah.
were played by Reese Clark and Don Evans,
Right.
and Doug Stegmeyer. It's incredible. Anyway, hi,
Now,
Don.
were they in California for that?
No, I think they
Or
were.
did Billy already come here at that point to do Turnstiles?
That's a very good question. No, I don't think he'd left for New York.
He hadn't left yet.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Don says, well done.
Oh, thanks, man. Thank you. Yeah.
Just nervous.
But I'm thrilled to say that, and Don and Reese are coming over. I've managed to get them to leave America and come over to Europe, come to England, and in October, man, I so wish you could come.
I wish to.
If you come, you're getting up and doing a number with them.
What are the dates?
Oh, it's October. October the 3rd we start.
Yeah.
October 3rd until October 22nd. But Reese and Don are coming over to play Cold Spring Harbor with me and my band in the first half of the whole of Cold Spring Harbor. And in the second half, we're going to be doing the River of Dreams. And at that point, we will have done all of Billy Joel's albums live.
Wow.
The first one
Wow.
to do so, if I'm not mistaken.
First one. He's, I don't know why this guy's not done it. Why have you not done anything like this, David?
Because this is a fascinating discussion without getting too off on tangenty. But I think here, like what I noticed about your show, which was amazing about your show, which is
Your show is equally amazing.
2016, whatever it was when I came out and saw
Yeah.
you.
Thank you.
There's a storyteller aspect to what you were doing, at least back then. If you're not
Yeah, oh no, still.
So your presentation is different, and I think the audience would appreciate that over here. And I'm going to just speak blunt. It's gotten to the point where when I do my shows and I play either a left to center track or an album track or an obscure track, it's a pee break for the audience.
Right.
So I would love to do Rosalinda's Eyes at a show. I would love to go back and do.
You have done. I've seen videos of you.
I
doing
have.
it.
I mean,
Zanzibar.
I did Zanzibar's cool because it's a feature for Cindy.
Yeah,
So,
but it's not one of the most well-known.
It's
Joel
not.
songs.
But it wins them over because
But it
of
wins him
Cindy.
over because
Oh,
of that.
I see.
And it works at the Garden when he does it. So you learn what works on our shows, and with the local sort of Northeast audience, I can't get too deep with that. I was in Tennessee, so Shameless crushed.
Yes,
so-
of course,
Right.
because of
Garth Brooks, yeah.
You learn kind of what region. I left out Miami 2017 when I was in Tennessee, even though there's a lot of New Yorkers there.
Wow.
So it's a different thing here because I'm doing a tribute in that sense.
Yeah.
Where I would love to play Laura at a show. I would love to do all of.
We
I'd love
just
to do
did it.
Scandinavian Skies at a show.
Right.
Dude.
No one's gonna care. I hate
No,
this. Kills
no,
me to say
unfortunately, I agree.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
Really,
So-
but you say no one cares. On a big scale, even
Right.
in Britain, we're not going to fill
Right.
3,000 seater arenas
Sure.
playing Scandinavian Skies.
Right.
But I suppose because we've been building up over a few years,
Right.
And I've been doing, we're building
right.
up.
I will point out when you did, I was at Jones Beach when I think it was just spur of the moment thing. You did do Rosalind, like a little acoustic version of
We
Rosalinda's
did. We
Eyes.
rehearsed it on a whim and just decided to play it.
And I'm with you. Most of the people didn't know it. Unfortunately, a lot of New York crowds, they just want to hear the hits, especially at some place like Jones
Yeah.
Beach.
Yep.
But they loved it.
They did.
They did. They loved it. I remember because it was because you played it again. It was acoustically, and it wasn't the usual way it's played, and it did. It won the It won the crowd over.
Right.
But you still. To say I'm going to play the song Rosalinda's Eyes, a lot of people aren't going to stay and listen. They're going to get up and go
Yeah.
pee, or at the beach they're drinking and talking. Eventually, you did win them over, but that's the part of the charm of you.
So here it's a different thing. It's like,
Yeah.
and Billy himself goes through this at the Garden. He's doing way considerably fewer album cuts. He
Oh,
actually
yeah.
did. It looks like last week someone filmed. He did Los Angelinos.
Yeah.
Los Angelinos, yeah.
So
Yes.
and I would bet people dug it. I would bet a lot maybe didn't, and it doesn't matter because he's Billy Joel and it's his.
Right.
So it's a different thing here. But
Yeah.
so the album shows would be for the Retolders. It would be for
Yeah,
that.
but that's
you
all
know.
I found in Britain. I found enough people that love Billy Joel as much as we do.
Yeah.
And we're talking 400 people in each
Right.
room. We're
Sure.
not talking 4,000.
Right.
400 people is enough for the cult followers who go, oh, I want to hear
Right.
Scandinavian Skies.
Right.
Well, right. I mean, when
And
you
it's
do
fantastic.
like you did Stormfront, didn't you? Didn't you do the whole Stormfront album?
You took. I did the Stormfront album.
Right. So when it's billed that way, when people know what they're coming to,
That went great, but it was a Stormfront album with the second half of the show being a
Hits.
free for all.
Yeah.
So
Okay, all right.
we finished doing a Stormfront album, and then when we were done with "When in a Rome," I broke into Angry Young Man and played the rest of the show. So you're right. It's like if you're billing it that way and selling it that way, the ticket buyer has that expectation, I think, going in.
Yeah.
right, right.
But that's it.
But
For
but
a
you
live
can't.
presentation, that's a strong album too. So
Well, yeah, but you can't do that regularly, though.
Nope.
Unfortunately, sorry.
And
No.
no, I was just going to say what Elio's done, I think, over a number of years. You've kind of built up a reputation,
Right.
a culture of
Yes.
performing in theatres,
Yeah.
not just necessarily music venues, but in theatres around
People
Europe.
come and
And
sit and-
yeah, so
Yeah,
people
yeah.
are happy to sit there and they're happy to listen to you chat and tell the stories. And so it's got a slightly different feel. It's a
Yeah.
slightly different
Right.
kind of show.
And also, sorry, can I say, it's Britain.
Right.
It's not America.
Right.
Where, Billy's
yes.
king here.
That's what I was going to say. David has the same allure that you have. You have a charm up there. People love watching you. I mean, whether it's Billy Joel or Elvis or Billy Joel or Sting, like
Sting.
people will come because it's you. But because of, and I'm not knocking any of these guys, but because there are your Del Judases and your Captain Jacks and
Yeah.
all these other bands,
lot.
it makes it harder for somebody like David to come here and to do something different,
Yeah.
to do anything, Billy.
I'm playing private clubs in Long Island.
Right.
I have a bunch of clubs in private. Like, I'm only doing 2 shows this year. I'm doing Heckscher Park on the 26th with a face-to-face
August.
thing of August, and I'm doing the Argyle Theater in Babylon. That's it.
Yeah.
So it's like, with Suffolk Theater occupied by the Lords, and with Del Judas playing constantly at places like Mulcahy's and the Paramount,
Right.
they can have it, and I'll come here and make it count once or twice a year, and that's it.
Yeah.
But it sucks for guys like me because then I don't see you.
I know. I know.
It's bad.
How do you think we feel? I haven't seen this guy for.
How long has it been?
I don't know.
Philadelphia.
Oh, it's Philadelphia. Okay.
Which was when?
Well, actually, it was last year. When
That was last fall, wasn't it?
No, it was the middle of the summer. It was
middle of
June
summer.
when we came
That's
over.
right, you came for that wedding.
We had one
A
meal
great
together.
time, man.
Said hello.
That's nice.
But I'm his biggest fan. I've got to tell you.
Well, get in line.
I'm his.
No, I'm David's biggest fan. David has a way. I mean, for instance, you have perfect pitch, right?
Sometimes.
And you have
Imperfect pitch.
no.
When I'm in the mood to have
I've
perfect
never
pitch,
heard
I
you
have
sing
perfect-
out of tune.
Yeah.
You have perfect pitch, which is sometimes can be not the skill that you want, but David seems to remember everything. Everything. He knows you've got this computer brain where you can pull out. I mentioned to him once, we were around a piano once, and I said,
Yeah.
Sting. I said, the Last Ship, the musical The Last Ship.
Yeah.
He said, I think I've heard it. Straight in, but in the right key as well. It's
Right.
all there in the gospel, the Magdalene.
Oh, that's right, in
Do you
your
remember?
flat. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yep.
he's just, and David's technique is fantastic, and he's got this powerful New York vibe.
Yes.
I'm the
Yes.
European version, right? I come from an Italian,
Right.
from a slightly, I want to say, I don't know, softer. He hits hard.
There's nothing soft about how you got a bluesy,
Yes.
nice, beautiful, dirty, sexy freaking growl coming at you. I love.
I would love to see him do like a real heavy blues show.
Telling you,
Because
man.
you would nail that. You would nail that.
And here's the other thing about Elio's show that in some ways is similar to mine. Even though I put on like the black suit and stuff,
Yeah.
that's always been my look. Like, you and I are not trying to fool the audience into thinking we're Billy Joel.
No,
Okay.
never.
That's like, so it makes it fun and relaxing, and you have a way of sucking the audience into what you're doing. I sat and watched it, man. It
Yep.
was just like,
Thank you,
I
David.
love this guy.
Thank you. The difference between what we do in America and in Europe,
Right.
is that Billy's huge in America and always has been. Even when he had that little dip, he was still huge. In Britain, he actually is not as big as you would imagine he should be. He isn't. Yes, he can do Wembley Stadium, but it's one Wembley Stadium. He's not doing arenas around the world anymore. He hasn't had an album out for 30 years. There's a lot of people in Europe don't really know things apart from Uptown Girl and We Didn't Start the Fire. It's really bizarre. It's like he hasn't been as famous. In the last 7-8 years, he's been in the news a little bit here and there because, the advent of TikTok and all that stuff, and Zanzibar and Vienna becoming sort of, viral hits and stuff.
Yeah, right.
And also here in America, it's almost like, we were saying this the other day, weren't we? It's almost like America 10 years ago went, we forgot about Billy Joel. Let's give him this award. Let's give him this award. Let's give him this award. And in Britain, we are even further behind.
Yeah.
And it's taken me to when I started the Songbook Show, David,
Uh-huh.
there was nobody singing Billy Joel songs. Nobody.
Well-
there wasn't one guy in Scotland doing it. There wasn't a guy down in the southwest doing even clubs or pubs, right? So there was nobody, because Elton John is king. Even Bruce Springsteen is king. All Sting is king. But Billy, it's taken a bit of time to get it going again.
Yeah.
For the Billy thing.
And-
It's really weird.
And speaking of other people doing it, you're now calling it All About Joel, which
Yeah, that was born out of a little bit of necessity, in a sense. I'm going to speak very plainly about this.
Please.
But 10 or 11 years as Songs in the Attic, the music of Billy Joel featuring David Clark has an awful lot of syllables. So it got to the point where, you're adapting to a modern audience, and like very few people know what a Song in the Attic is anymore. Yeah. And I was getting to the point now where now I'm scaling and I'm going around the country, and I got buyers and promoters going, can you come up with something shorter?
Yeah.
And when someone goes to buy tickets for a show and clicks on that link, I want them to look at it and know exactly what they're getting.
Right.
Almost Queen, like
Yeah.
these are short tribute names, Epic Elton, all
Right.
this stuff where like you know right away exactly what that
Yeah.
is. And I had to do something like that. So I'm walking around my kitchen talking to Cindy about it. I'm like, it's all about Joel. And I sang it. I'm like, that's it.
That's it.
So redid the logo, and it's actually helped a lot. Like it's people go, okay, it's just sales. It's marketing.
Oh yeah.
So,
but there is, again, talking about other people doing
Yeah.
it. Are you familiar with the other All About Joel? There are 2 guys in Germany that call themselves All About Joel, and they're awful.
9.
It's a guy with a little cheap keyboard.
Really?
It's karaoke tracks, and this guy's playing keyboard, and then there's another singer next to him, and he's awful.
He sounds like Adam Levine. He's very nasally and annoying.
And and they're singing and they're playing to karaoke tracks. It's on YouTube.
In Germany.
It's in Germany.
If you're listening, guys, I'm very sorry for what they just said.
Oh, I don't care.
Amy's got a heart of gold. She's sitting there thinking, "Oh God, I hope they never see this. I hope they never see this."
I don't
Uptown
care
girl,
if they do.
She's living in the uptown world. She's getting tired of the backstreet guy. I can only imagine what that is.
Yeah.
Amy's wants to punch me in the face. I think a roundhouse.
Yeah, is that racist, David? I don't know.
Stereotypes, no stereotypes.
Yeah.
Steady on.
Yeah.
Keep going though. It'll get us viral. That's fine. Yeah.
You know the best part is I don't care. I'm too old and too tired to be careful.
But your shows now, David, you're doing fantastic rooms.
It's fun, man. It's we just finished a 4-show run in Tennessee.
Wow.
I'm starting to crush Florida. It's funny you mentioned the UK audience and kind of how it took a while. Yeah. There's a degree to where it's actually regional here, and I'm learning this as a tribute guy.
Really?
I've started doing these kind of face-to-face shows.
Right.
And a lot of guys around, Billy Joel guys have started doing this around the country, these like face-to-face things and doing that thing with Elton guys. It's helping me get maybe into some markets that a straight Billy wouldn't get, say in the Midwest.
Sure.
Or say in Wisconsin.
Right.
Why? Because
Okay.
Elton is bigger even than Billy.
Elton has a different national flavor. It's Elton. It's the costumes. It's the flame. It's kind of like when Queen and then the movie Rocket Man came out, and there's a relevance to that. People eat up the costumes, man. The Elton guys that really have it dialed in. And I'm talking about the ones that have the outfits but can play and sing.
Right.
Like I got like 4 or 5 Elton guys that I do this with. So what I do is I book the show and then hire the Elton to come play with my band.
Brilliant.
Nice.
So it's not 2 bands up there, right? And it's helping me. Even here, it's regional. Like a straight Billy in California wouldn't do as Billy on the East Coast.
Interesting.
We're seeing a lot of migratory movement from people from, say, here to other places. So, like, I'll go to Florida, I'll go to Memphis, I'll go to Nashville, I'll go to Virginia, and there's a ton of New Yorkers and New Jersey people there.
Right.
So, like, I can do Miami and those places because they're from here.
Right.
I'll ask the
Right.
audience, anyone from New York, and a surprising amount of people are like, yeah.
Yep.
So I would say versus, say, in Indiana or Wisconsin or like if I'm going to go to Oklahoma, I might have to, double bill up. I might have to pair up. Or,
Well, yeah, you mentioned Garth Brooks before. Years ago, I remember talking to a friend who was just in Texas at the time, and said people didn't even know who Billy Joel was at the time. And he said one person actually said, "Oh, that's the guy who does the Garth Brooks song."
Right.
Wow.
Yeah, it's weird to me how that's the
Hey,
case.
I wonder if anybody is actually planning, like you just mentioned Rocket Man, the film. I wonder who there is out there. Maybe there's someone out there right now planning a film about the life of Billy
biopic.
Joel. I mean, it's there for the taking, I reckon.
It would have to be as good as the Elvis one that just came out with Austin Butler.
I don't. You want to hear something? It's an interesting premise, and I've heard people speak about this before. It's like, who you hire as an actor to do that is one thing, but I'm going to ask the question to you guys. You tell me what you think. Do you think Billy's personal story is compelling enough to turn into a movie the way Elton's was or Freddie Mercury's was? Do you think that there's enough red meat there to make a really...
Absolutely,
I think
absolutely.
there is. I really think there is.
If people care, for me, the art of filmmaking or any kind of art, actually, if the moment you care about the protagonist, you care about that person who's leading the show, it doesn't matter in a way what happens to them. I mean, Billy's had such an incredible highs and lows.
Yeah.
I think there is huge drama in what happened in his life, and I think it would make an amazing film.
I agree.
That's interesting because my answer initially would be no. But
So would mine. Hearing
Yeah.
your take on this is kind of
The moment of Billy Joel's first album, Cold Spring Harbor,
Yeah.
right? When
Right.
that came
Story-
out,
the story of Cold Spring
him
Harbor.
throwing that record against the wall. Can you imagine how it would feel for a young 20-something-year-old, amazingly talented young guy who has that experience? You think, oh my God, my dreams are coming true. Here I am. I've got this album out. And then he hears it. And I mean, you
And
know,
everyone's laughing.
the despair. I mean, there's so many, and then from that, the huge, the experiential roller coaster ride of that to his massive, massive success.
Interesting.
It's incredible.
And then
story.
sort of back into sort
the
of
way they
obscure-
sell it. I might buy it.
like, who's that story
I
about?
mean, you could probably cover a lot of ground with like the band stuff and like the fact that he did Carnegie Hall and before The Stranger was done and George Martin was going to come produce it.
there
He
you
said
go,
no
the
to that.
Beatles, and the fact
So-
that he said, now I've got to be the American Elton John, and he was
Right.
he was against Elton, because where Elton started to wear the costumes, but he went,
Right.
I'm not. I'm going to put a t-shirt
Right.
and a tie and wear sneakers.
I'm
on
thinking
stage.
plus the marriages. I mean,
bad stuff.
if this was authorized and he was willing to really be honest about it, you got the marriages and the managers and that
the
stuff.
rip-offs.
Right. That
You know,
stuff.
all that
That's
stuff
the
that
stuff that
happened.
interests me, like all that behind the scenes stuff.
the ex brother-in-law.
Right. That's what I'm saying. The managers.
Took him
Yeah.
for $90 million.
Right.
The marriages, the fact that at one point he was the biggest star. When Uptown Girl came out in 1983, Tell Her About It, The Longest Time, Innocent Man, he was the biggest star
A
in the world.
massive
Oh
album.
yeah.
He was
Yeah.
he was the Ed Sheeran of his day.
Yeah. I appreciate that album now in a way that I didn't when I was 16.
Yeah, here
question about it.
in this area, it got rammed down our throats. I
did.
got sick of it. As much as I love the guy, I got sick of it after a while.
What's this doo-wop crap? What is this? Billy Joel like it literally was Kelly in a wine mixer. Billy Joel doo-wop sucks. Like it's so, but like now I think that album's it's brilliant
tremendous.
in a way that as an older man I understand.
Right,
I learn
right.
more.
Yep.
So like I
But
get.
then
I get
you
what
know
he was
to
doing.
reach that
So-
peak and then to say, right, the bridge. Well, there was nothing really on that album that hit in Europe. And then Stormfront with We Didn't Start the Fire. That was it because I go to extremes and the others didn't.
But the
really
end,
hit.
but the bridge has a lot of red meat. I would
love
argue
it.
I would argue that after the bridge was done, if you want to tell a story about Billy, there's a lot of shit that happened after Billy.
Well,
Because then
true.
he went to Russia,
Right.
and then he
that's
acted.
amazing.
Then
That
he got-
story is
Then he came
amazing.
back and got rid of the whole band except for Lib.
Right.
Like then he took that time off and then came out with Stormfront with a new producer. He got rid of Ramon.
Yeah.
He came in with Mick Jones.
Right.
Okay.
He came in with Liberty and an all new band and rhythm section, and that showed on Stormfront, frankly.
And he paid
know?
for the Russia thing. He,
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
contributed to funding it
So-
because he wanted to make
Right.
And
It's an
then
extraordinary thing that he
Yeah.
did there.
and then the
Yeah.
unfortunate moment with Doug Stegmeyer.
Yeah.
Come on, there's a story here.
Yeah.
And then for him to say at 44 years old,
Right.
1993, these are the last words I have to say. Famous last words.
Right.
Last song, I don't want to make pop music anymore. I don't want to be part of this industry anymore. And unfortunately, he stuck to it. And then he said, except for I think I want to do a classical album. Have you heard Fantasies and Delusions?
Sure.
It's off the scale. Good.
Right.
That's the same guy coming up with that stuff that wrote Scandinavian Skies and Tell Her About It.
Yeah.
There's a story. He's
We can forgive this song All My Life. It's okay.
I liked it. I liked it.
You did.
I did. And
Beautiful
Christmas in Fallujah, I liked it too. I liked
That was
too.
cool.
Yeah. All right. All right. Good.
All My Life. I mean, when it came
liked
out, it's all right.
Hey.
It's cool.
Yeah. Maybe he should have given it to Tony Bennett or something. But I liked
But
it.
that's what he was going for.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
So I appreciate that. I always appreciate that about him. The only who can write a Frankie Valli song and make sure it's not Frankie Valli, but it's a Frankie, but it's this.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like
Right.
Or a James Brown song.
right.
Or
Stones.
or a Stones. Or a Righteous Brothers. Anyway.
Traffic.
Yeah. Larry, let's see some comments here. Great to hear you, and really looking forward to the final album show in October. Lowry and the Stables. Have loved Billy's music for nearly 40 years. As for Elio's shows, I first went for Billy, but stayed for Elio. One of the nicest guys I've ever been lucky enough to meet. That's from Alex Reeves.
Oh, thank you, Alex. Thank you so much.
Hello to all the wonderful Amy and Elio from Mark in Wales. Great to see David, who I have recently discovered through the Long, Long Time album. What a panel of talent.
Bora da, Mark.
Thank you.
Shumai.
Thank him.
You really are. You really are. Honestly, I keep talking about Dave. I think, do you know, Dave, honestly, I think about the fact that we've been, so ensconced in this Sigma thing over the last. But songwriter, piano player, and then when he doesn't do Billy, singing Sting.
Yes.
And getting those things.
Which is
Those
fantastic.
things
I've
don't
seen it a
happen
few
anymore.
times.
I'm 56.
Really?
It doesn't come out like it. No,
Yeah.
my high tenor is not what it was.
It rocked though. It was.
It
loved it.
was cool.
Loved
It was a shame that no one cared. I tried so hard. Amy, no one cared.
At that space show with the Genesis
I
band,
care.
there was you guys got a decent crowd there for that.
It was decent. We did our couple of town parks. We did our couple
Right.
of casinos, and just couldn't. We tried to light the match, but it just not enough gasoline getting thrown on it.
I just remember that
Couldn't get it
because
going.
it was a show with David doing Sting and a Genesis band opened up.
Yeah.
And you're familiar with early Genesis with Peter Gabriel
yeah.
and all
Oh,
the
yeah.
outfits.
Oh, yeah.
So I mean, I know what I was going to see, but most of the people had no idea. Watching the reactions on these people and Lisa Rosengarten and Marianne Stone right in
Sure.
front of me, they were just.
Right.
I'm laughing my ass off. I mean, I'm a fan of that music, so I loved it. But I was, it was so. I mean, and this guy was like dedicated. This guy, Rail, right? That's the band. Mm-hmm. I mean, this guy had. I mean, every little single detail was there. This guy nailed it, and man, I left. But you guys rocked with this thing.
It was great. It was
saw
just
the videos.
went as far as we could go with it, and it's like, I kind of pivoted to the straight Billy thing because let's be honest, there's more money there.
Yeah, sure.
Sorry, there's like as a musician at this phase of my life I'm in, with the state of the music business being what it is, and
But you do, but
the
mate,
original
you love Billy. Billy was the first
sure
thing.
was, man.
That's what
Yeah.
it was for you. So you're sort of doing what you should be doing.
It is, and I enjoyed the bass playing thing, and I love the fact that I could, and it was cool. Again, our bodies are changing. It's just even Sting, he's changing gears and everything.
Yeah,
so
sure.
it is what it is. I might do that again one day
Nice.
and get Kenny texted me while I was here.
Oh, did
He
he?
tried to call Kenzino. Yeah.
That son of tell that son of a bitch. You know how many times I've asked him to come in here?
I
That
know.
prick bastard.
Yeah,
He
but
never comes
he's
in.
kind of boring. There's not much he's gonna say. You're not stretching 90 minutes with that guy. It's just not gonna happen, man. It's just.
What? We can't talk about copy machines or whatever the hell
You
he
could.
does? Yeah. Isn't that what he does? He sells
I think
copy
it's
machines?
he's like a copy machine IT network.
Yeah, one of
copy
those
machine
guys. Yeah.
guy,
We have no idea.
you know. It'll be like the movie Office Space where they're trashing the thing and beating it with a baseball bat, pointing machine.
Putting Kenny's office in the basement.
Exactly. But I might do it again. I'm loving this,
That'd be
and I'm
great.
kind of on a roll with this thing, and like it's a career now. It's a living. It's like
Right.
So it's a great thing to pivot to. I'm kind of still doing a handful of weddings, but I'm kind of done with that.
Okay. This long time album though, is this the first official album that you're on? Correct or no?
No, in life albums? No, I've done other stuff. This is the first time I'm on an album where I have relevance to it in terms of a featured guy.
Well, all right. So let me backtrack a little bit. What have you been on? Because you've never done a David Clark album, right?
And there should
No,
be.
I know
I
you've
think
come
that's
close,
the point.
but it hasn't been
and
happening.
again,
Right?
at the risk of revealing my inner, it's a scary prospect for me, and I'm at a point now where like I'm sitting on like decades worth of songs, and I'm getting to the point where I might consider putting them out.
Yeah,
It's
would
a
love
question-
to hear
It's a
that.
question I had, and I've been studying this for a while. I am just real insecure about it.
Wow.
But I'm at a point now where like my career's going well, and me and Cindy are kind of crushing, and I feel like I don't feel this pressure as a 56-year-old man to feel like, will it sell? I don't care.
Right.
So I'm at a point now where I'm gonna put this out, and if I might do a show, and 17 of my closest friends will come, and that's cool.
What's wrong with
Do
that?
it for
nothing.
you.
There's
Yeah,
nothing-
do it for
Absolutely.
you.
Right.
That's my point. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. So I'm gearing up to possibly put it out. The thing
Sweet.
is how I want to do it. Do I want to do a Jimmy Webb singer-songwriter thing,
Yeah.
like 10 Easy Pieces,
Yeah.
or do I want to get like Dennis and a couple of guys in a band together and go cut a rhythm section and do
both.
that?
Do both.
Maybe both.
Do both.
So-
Have both. Have both. Have a little bit of that and a little bit of this.
I'm worried less about like, will people like it? All right, if you don't, you don't. I mean, like, is it good? I don't know.
Listen, David.
So
I'd find it hard to believe that we wouldn't like it,
of
pal.
course.
Yeah.
And listen, when
he's
we
so
sta-
good at this other thing.
When we
Wow, his songs suck.
when we started the songbook show, we had 35 people in the audience.
Yeah.
Some nights when we had 53 people,
Sure.
I was like, we got 53 people. You talk about you and 17 of your friends, but it builds. If you believe in it, if what you're doing
It comes from you, and that's the thing.
course
Is
it
it's
does.
the insecurity of doing something that truly came from you, as opposed to me doing someone else's shit.
Yeah.
And I have no problem. Again, it's like the music business has changed. There's not a lot of gigs out there. Touring's drying up, so
Yeah.
tribute shows
Yeah.
are where everything is right now.
That's right. Unfortunately, that's the truth.
Yeah, it's like it's.
But you're like Elio. You've built a name based
I
on the
have.
Billy stuff. You
I
could
have.
get 17 or 18. No, you'll get more.
No,
Don Evans, as a matter of fact, he says, yes, please do that.
yes.
Yeah, a guy like Don Evans saying that gives me.
That's
me,
exactly
And
why I
and
made sure I
ask-
read it to
and
you.
you ask
Yes.
Don
Gives
to
me the
come
unicorn feels. Like that's where I might do it.
and you get
Right.
Don to come play guitar on a track.
Sure.
I'm
Right.
sure he would. He'd love it.
Absolutely.
Don is phenomenal.
I'm over the stress. I guess the moral is I'm over the stress of like, will it be good? Will it sell? Can I do anything with this? Don't care.
What does it matter?
It doesn't.
Right.
Doesn't.
Right.
So
we'd love to see it.
I don't even understand the music business right now. It's just like, what's going on? What are you
Yeah.
doing?
Well,
Yep.
there is no business.
There
It's all
isn't.
about it's the social media thing.
Yeah.
The only way you can make money is to put bums on seats. We used to call it bums on seats. Bums is different in America, but to get people
I
through
was
the
thinking,
door,
homeless people in seats? What?
to get it's tough. It is tough unless you are sponsored by a record company and there's money behind you.
Right.
And even they. Do you remember that? I mean, talk about Billy Joel and Columbia giving him 4 albums to get
Yeah.
a hit. You don't get a hit on your first single these
Right.
days. The album's only optional in the contract. Let's see how your first single goes. If that doesn't sell, we won't bother with the
I
album.
love playing this stuff too. It's like, you know what it is? It's like, again, as I'm older and we're all getting older and our parents are getting older and our friends are getting older and we're all aging together. It's like that music is like the soundtrack of my life, man.
Yeah.
I was 10. Like, it's like that changed everything. So it's like, as a 56-year-old guy going out and playing these things, I feel like if everything else sucks, let me at least play the stuff that represents where I came from.
Yeah.
So that's what this is for me.
Home.
You know?
Home.
It's home.
It's like it's home.
It's the beat up upright piano on my house in Hempstead at my mom and out of tune.
And let's not forget,
You know.
the songs
Yeah.
are amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, I know we all have our favourites, but I honestly do not believe that Billy Joel released on those 12 albums not one terrible song. He criticises what he likes. You can criticise what you like, but I don't think when you compare to some of the music that's coming out over the last 10 years,
Yeah.
what singer-songwriters are these days, you cannot say C'est et toi and its beautiful bridge section, or even All You Want to Do Is Dance. That's fun. It's a great fun.
It's got a thing.
It's no different to Jimmy Buffett's Volcano. They're fun songs.
I have to say, when
They're
I did
great
this, when we
songs.
did the Stormfront show,
Yeah.
I caught some shit for When in Rome, and I make no apologies for the fact that I love When in Rome. I'm
It's
cursing, is that all right?
fantastic.
Oh, yeah. the look
can't-
on your face.
Oh shit!
Who just said it? Bob Dylan just said it about Gordon Lightfoot, didn't he? That he didn't write a bad song.
Oh, Gordon.
He just said the guy went to his grave and never wrote a
I'm
bad
so
song.
sad about that.
Yeah, so am I. So am I.
Cindy and I had tickets to go last fall to go to Suffolk Theater out in Riverhead, and she was working late. We were not going to make it. We live in Jersey, so we didn't go, and I'm crushed it.
Oh, wow.
Oh man.
Even the way he sounded, even the way he was singing, which
What
is
a voice.
what
A way with melody, and let alone the lyrics.
like Minstrel of the Dawn doesn't sound the way it did now, but I didn't care at 82. It's like he
Right.
just it was him.
Wow.
Amazing.
Amazing. Yeah. Yeah.
Name 3 that bands or artists that you wish you could have seen before they left.
Prince.
Prince. Yeah, I'm with you there.
I wish I could have seen Prince. See, I got to see Cream. I wish I could have seen Prince. I've seen McCartney, but I wish I could have seen the actual Beatles.
Oh, sure.
So just I was born at the wrong time. But I never got to see Yes.
Oh,
Mostly
really?
prog rock stuff. Never got
Okay.
to see Genesis. So Phil Collins never got to see Genesis.
Oh, wow.
So there's some. I got to see ELP 3 times.
Okay.
So that was cool. 92 when they reunited at Radio City, that was cool. And it was the beginning of Keith maybe starting to lose a little dexterity.
Right.
It's so sad.
Oh, yeah.
I was crushed about him too.
Yeah.
But Prince is a biggie. There's one I really regret not having seen.
Yeah.
I can't
I'm with you
I
there.
can't believe he's gone. I just still.
I
can't
know, it's
believe
so
Prince
weird,
is-
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you?
Ray Charles.
Oh, nice.
That's the first thing. It's the one regret. I had a chance to go and see Ray Charles once, and I couldn't go. Ray Charles. Oh gosh. I can't think of it. Ray Charles for me.
Ray Charles, and Ray Charles.
Ray Charles and Ray Charles.
What about you, Amy?
Yeah, it's so hard, isn't it? I asked someone the other day, as if it's a simple question, what's your favorite album or what's your favorite music? It's like it's an impossible thing to answer.
yeah.
But I've just been listening to a lot of Louis Jordan recently,
Oh, wow.
and hearing the things that people said about what an incredible performer, how charismatic he was, and how funny his lyrics are as well. They're so witty. Beware, brother, beware. It's just like it's still so. So I'm digging back into the roots and Mahalia Jackson and Laverne Baker, Ray Charles. I would love to see. It's that groove and the soul. That's what I'm searching out. That
Nice.
I want to go
Those are
way
good
back
names.
for me.
Nice.
David Bowie.
Bowie, yes.
Good.
David
Yes.
Bowie, another guy
I blanked
who,
out. I didn't even say
but you know he's one of those guys that I didn't quite get when I was younger. But as I've got older, and I look at how wonderful he was, not just as a musician but as a person as well.
Brilliant, smart.
A smart, beautiful man. And I've gone back to listen to those records are produced unbelievably.
Yep.
And sorry, I'm going to tie this in. Young Americans was recorded at Sigma Studios.
It was? I never knew that.
I did not know that either. Wow.
Wow.
Young Americans was recorded at Sigma Studios in Philadelphia.
You see what he did there?
See what I did?
He's good.
Because we are going to, at one point, have to talk about it.
Yes, we will have to talk about it at some point, yes. More comments. Let's see. What is it? Keith O'Connell, songwriter. I was one of the people at Elio's gig in the Helix. Am I saying that right?
Yeah, Keith from Ireland.
But that's Helix or Helix?
The Helix.
The Helix.
The Helix
in Dublin, 2013, and he seemed heartbroken that the crowd wasn't busier. He played the Olympia in Dublin recently, and it was full. Great to see him getting a full house, loving his show.
Thank you,
Right,
Keith.
man. That's right.
Thanks, man. Thank you.
Yep. And then what you were saying about the music business a few minutes ago, Don Evans, said you just described the 60s music business.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, I do wonder if it's just history repeating itself a little bit with the music industry trying to figure itself out and
It's
the
cyclical.
artists trying to figure out how they're going to get paid. I think the only constant has been you got to hit the road to make your money.
Monetize your channels somehow.
There's one big difference. I might be wrong, and Don, please correct me, but back in the 60s, the record industry was run by guys, stereotypical chomping cigar guys, right?
Yeah.
Who didn't really know about music, but were prepared to put a lot of money, for quite a time to make sure that an artist was nurtured. I don't understand it, but as long as it's selling, okay, it didn't work. How did you do? Not bad. Give him another one. But today, it is literally run by lawyers. The business is not run. It isn't. There is no.
Zappa said this.
Everything. Oh, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Zappa made that very same case. He talked
Like in the early 90s or something, if I'm not mistaken. He nailed this long ago.
Mm-hmm. I might have seen them. Maybe I'm just psychologist.
No, it's true. It's just a fact.
And because of social media, which is so quick, you can't sit and watch a video for 3.5 minutes. They're 10 seconds long. Fine, it's too long. I've heard people go, make your announcements shorter, because there's got to be a minute, and I'm like, well, that's a shame. And remember the days when a record had a 17-second intro before the vocal came in?
Right, yeah.
Doesn't happen anymore.
Right. And it would say on there, too, it would have the time of the song, and then it would say,
vocal at 21 seconds.
Yeah.
But what about those...
Radio edit.
Right.
But, I mean...
When I made that video this morning to promote this show, the video is just under 2 minutes, and sure enough, I'm like, son of a bitch, this is too long. It's only 2 minutes.
And that's, in a way, where we're going wrong.
Yes, I agree.
We're not letting things sit and incubate and marinade. The music, the development of music, those incredible intros. If you listen to the beginning, I don't know, Le Freak, Chic. Yeah. The things that, 8 bars drums before even the bass comes in on song. Right. And then the guitar comes in and then a string line. And we're still at 25 seconds and no one's heard a song.
All of life in our culture is that way now. And it's one of the things that this thing has killed. For all the good things that the supercomputer does. There's good and bad. There's good stuff.
It's gotta be quick.
Yeah.
That's what it's done.
I don't
You gotta have
mind.
a hit quick.
I don't mind a 30-second video on TikTok. Some of the shit is funny, but
Yeah.
but the downside is that you don't. There's no time for substance. There's no
Right.
time to really
That's
get
it.
any kind of originality. You'll laugh at the guy falling down from tripping over something, but where's the really smart skits? You know, or a good song. You know, like
And
you
can
said.
I just say one thing that's
No.
going to sound like I am, you know, that's why I am so proud, honestly, of what we've done with
Yeah.
Billy's music in Britain, especially with the albums.
Yeah.
And I'm proud of those people that have bought tickets to come, who fight against this commercial. Bang, 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 done. Quick,
Right.
move on. Bang, 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 done.
Right.
They've gone, no, I want to hear all 8 minutes of Scandinavian Skies.
Right.
And we sold more tickets for the Nylon Curtain Piano Man album than we have sold on any album show.
Yeah.
They were packed, these 500, 400-seater theatres. I'm so proud
That's
of
great,
those
man.
people.
That's great.
And thank you to those people who don't need to live in the 30-second TikTok world, who are happy to hear me talk about Cyndi Lauper before I do Code of Silence and extended guitar solos on it. And they're there for the music. I'm so proud to have found these people.
But the generation, I would imagine, of your audience, like mine, are people that went to concerts in the first place. Like my shows
Yeah.
don't have 25-year-olds at them. It's all the silver hairs and up, man. It's like,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it's me. It's
But
they're
Right.
me. So
Right.
like we went to these concerts.
But
Yep,
David,
you're right.
even those people though can be pulled in, because even at 55 or 60,
Yeah.
you still, you know, I know lots of 55, 60-year-olds who don't bother with CDs and albums anymore. Now I stream everything. I do everything on Spotify. It's easier.
You kind of have to, but it's like
Well, that's
you
another
kind of do.
story.
Like if we're in our homes and like I'm nice. It's nice seeing turntables come back, but like no,
Yeah.
I mean like the audiences I'm playing to at least
Yeah.
did what I used to do, which is constantly go to shows and go out.
Yeah,
We used to
but-
go to we used to go out.
But what I'm
Yeah.
saying,
So-
it's very easy to be pulled into what's happening around you.
Yeah.
To be influenced by your environment, even at 55.
Right.
When you do start to go, how long is this video? Oh, it's 4 minutes long. No, I won't bother with that now
Right.
because I've got to get on with my life. And even when you're 55 years old, you can still be pulled into that. We're
You
all
can.
guilty of it.
You
So
can.
That's why I appreciate the fact that I've been given an opportunity
Yeah.
with amazing people who've come to watch me do Scandinavian Skies.
Right.
And you know, David, every time we finish that song,
Sure.
and the audience absolutely went berserk for
Right.
it, I would say, is this happening? Have I just performed Scandinavian Skies to 400 people at the stables,
Right.
or 400 people in Dundee who have come to hear a show that doesn't have Uptown Girl and Just the Way You Are, and we didn't start the fire?
Right.
I saw Billy. I saw Billy do that song once. I was at the Garden. He played it, and that was exactly what I thought of. I just sat there as the song was starting. I just looked around. I didn't spot a single person that you could just tell by their faces that they had no idea what this song was. I even saw one girl as the airplane sound comes in. This girl, I swear to God, she went like this. And I was sitting there by myself laughing my ass off. I didn't say anything to anybody. I just watched her myself, just sitting there giggling to myself as this idiot was just... I thought it was the funniest thing. Frank Walker is asking, what are your thoughts on AI? Have you guys seen any of this on YouTube with AI where they're taking other people's
Learning about
voices?
it like we all are, I think.
I have something to say about it, but I'm going to get a bottle of water first.
Get me one, please. Please, can I have one too?
I'm going to get you.
Thank you.
Maybe you want one?
Again, it's one of those things where, on the one hand, could aid society, and on the one hand, will become Skynet and destroy us.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's a
where
whole...
music is concerned, and where the arts are concerned.
Right, that's what I'm
Are
talking
we
about.
now removing that innate human desire to want to create things because it's going to do it for us?
That's my fear
That's
with
my
it.
problem.
Yes,
Okay.
like when I first in fact, it got pulled off YouTube. There was somebody put together. There's a John Lennon song called "Grow Old with Me." I don't know if anybody is familiar with it, but somebody put together this Beatles version, and you hear McCartney's voice in the bridge, and it sounded really good. And they added drums, and it sounds like a Beatles song. And like, holy shit, that's kind of cool. But then other people are now, Billy. There's a whole page of Paul McCartney singing Billy Joel songs.
it.
Like, but it's like, all right, nah, I think I'm already past it. Like, it sucks. It doesn't sound like McCartney. It's I don't know. I like.
That's like gimmicks, though. That's
Right,
like a gimmick. It's fun. It's fun.
It's fun, but it seems to be kind of creeping up. I wonder if it's the next thing, if it's going to become something like, there's a ton of Freddie Mercury stuff, like all these people that can't get enough Lennon, can't get enough Freddie Mercury, Michael Jackson, whatever, or Prince. Like, is this going to be the thing that's going to satisfy them? And I personally don't like it because it kills originality, and it's fake, and it's kind of, I don't know, to me it's a little strange.
I may be shot down in flames, if not today, in 10 years' time, with what I want, how I feel about it. Amy's heard this already. But this is how I think, right, this is how I think about AI. I understand that it's pulling things that are already available on the internet to create a duplicate of all the bits and pieces. So, so I saw recently a painter say, that's my photograph. That's my photograph of a tiger. And what AI has done has improved it, made the pixels and stuff like that. I totally get that. But I'm going to talk solely about music.
Okay.
If we are frightened of AI coming up with better music than people can write, who should fear that? Who should fear AI coming up with great
What
music?
is better music than people can write?
Well, that's one thing. But what I'm saying is, if let's say AI, who is the people who are going to fear incredible AI music? It's the people that don't. Do you think Jimmy Webb is worried about AI?
I think Jimmy Webb has made his mark at 74 years old and is going to play his shows and die and not care.
But do you think Stevie Wonder is worried that AI is going to write something better than him? No, because Stevie Wonder knows how to write incredible songs. Jimmy Webb knows how to write incredible.
But they've already done it to give some of this AI an anchor under which they're going to pull these things from to create these.
Okay.
So I see what you're saying.
No, you don't.
Maybe I don't.
No, my point is, the people who should fear AI's intelligence are the people who don't know how to write great songs. As I say, I may be completely wrong, and one day I'll go, I can't believe I said that 10 years ago. But the way I see it is that if you are writing 4-chord songs, 3-4-chord songs, because that's all you know, and I'm not going to mention names, but there are people, very famous songwriters out there, who are just writing 4-chord songs.
Oh,
right?
sure.
Right. Scandinavian Skies is not a 4-chord song.
Right.
It's a beautiful, complex piece of work.
He's talking about Springsteen, isn't he?
No, I'm not. I'm not. I'm talking about 4-chord songs. If all you have in your vocabulary is 4 chords and you know nothing else, then yes, if AI comes along and goes, hey, what about major 7s? What about -7 flat 5s? Well, I'm going to change from this key to that key and work my way back. That's not going to trouble anybody who can do that. Because anybody who can do that is already writing those sort of things.
Okay.
If you have the knowledge of music and AI is just, going to write something as beautiful, maybe it does it quicker. Maybe for you to come up with Scandinavian Skies is going to take you 6 weeks, right? And maybe, as I've said before, you got to get it quick. No, AI can do this in 25 minutes, and studio time's costing $400 an hour. So
that's exactly my issue with it. You got some kid right down the block that's writing some comedy material or writing a great complex song, but may never get heard because AI is doing it faster and cheaper.
In 30 seconds.
Jimmy Webb and Stevie Wonder, their time is, they've made their riches. But these guys who want to make a living, they're 20-something years old,
they don't
want to make a
living. They don't have the learning facility, do
they?
They?
Or the ability to be heard because AI is kind of taken over.
In order to get to the point where they would be better than AI,
right.
They may never get that opportunity.
Right.
That's interesting. But we had a conversation that it might actually start because of AI, because AI will base it on everything throughout history, or could do, that potentially it might start introducing the more interesting aspects of music back into music,
exactly.
possibly.
But there are live musicians that can do that very thing and introduce more interesting things into music, and maybe the 4-chord guy better learn more chords.
That's the point.
So
that's it.
But again, my problem with that is like if we're gonna get to a point where AI is going to be that inspiration, that's a problem for me. Because there's other songwriters that could be that inspiration. Like the songwriters don't know how to do.
I get you.
That's
very
right.
true. But if AI becomes the thing, would you believe it? This new AI song sounds like an Earth, Wind and Fire song. It's got horns on it. It's got an amazing backing vocals on it. That doesn't sound like the 4 chord guys that we have to listen to.
And then at that point, it's over. It is completely antithetic to the natural, innate human condition. Everything about this goes against, to me, everything about humanity. Like as clever as this is, and as much as I allow that studio and publishing house to get a song in 30 seconds, we're done. And even those of us that are good are done.
Yeah, but then we go back to you and your 17 friends, right? The business is done. So you and your 17 friends, it shouldn't stop you from doing it.
So now, hold on. So now it's akin to the automation doing a job at, say, McDonald's that a human being could do. Well, I don't need you because I got a machine that'll do this better and faster.
Well, I hope
that's a whole other story.
Yeah,
that's actually linked. It's actually the same thing. If we're not going to apply that principle to songwriters and creators who are now no longer songwriting or creating,
no, but
we're
why
killing
shouldn't
them.
they? What I'm saying, I believe.
Well, I think you're both right, actually, I'm actually kind of hoping that AI just handles all manufacturing and handles all commerce, and then we can all just hang out and listen to each other play music, and we don't have to worry about finances or budgets.
I have a very strong stance on that stuff. It's like I think there's things that you could do and things that you should do. Because you can do something doesn't mean you should do something.
Doctors and surgeons and medical people are embracing AI. They truly believe it's going to help us a lot. I just feel that if you have the knowledge of music and you have that gift and you do write songs that aren't just 4 chords, you are not going to fear a machine that can do it too. You're not going to fear it.
Not going to fear it. I agree, but I think we're talking about from a stance of making a living. It's going to get in the way.
Careers are over, dude.
Right.
It's only over when somebody creates an AI that looks like you and goes to Tennessee and does your show.
Do you think that's not already here or coming?
Well, of course, but it's not.
You think that's who Cindy's going to Indiana with?
Yeah,
no, we're heading into a potentially heading into a very potentially dark.
But
and I think
not
it's nothing.
here. It's not here yet.
Well,
you're still earning.
Well, true.
For the
it's
moment,
not here yet,
and that's a good thing. But
And
I understand the premise. I get what you're talking about. My suggestion is that kind of miraculous, amazing thing you're speaking of. My argument is there's a chance it's not a very good thing. And 10 years of you going down in flames on the subject is me going down tomorrow on it. Because I just think this is all bad.
Well, luckily, with the writer's strike right now, they're saying that AI does not have the ability to write a movie or a sitcom. So we're in good hands right now.
It doesn't.
And Don Evans even says AI songs would be purpose for sales and not art. And I think he
you
nailed
will
it.
always need human beings.
Give me my piano.
And
As
long as we remain
talking about high-tech machines.
That's right.
Here
we go.
All right, so Frank Walker also asked before if there's any keyboards in the studio because he would love to see you guys play Root Beer Reg. You think that's possible on that thing?
Are you serious, Frank? It's like we've got.
How many notes can you play at the same time?
You can't even do the.
That's David Clark.
Go on.
The answer is no.
Right, let's have a go. No, you can't. You play. Right.
How about that? See, you nailed it.
Nailed it.
Sounds amazing.
Crushed it.
That's the musical. That's the musical synergy these two have. They could just nail that like that.
Brilliant. Angry young man. Go.
All right.
The lights are on. Ready? I'll hold it.
Hold it.
Not even close. It's my fat fingers.
Oh, okay.
I'm out. I'm tapping out. I'm tapping out.
Tap it out.
That was great. Hang on, I just want to. I want to get the camera close up on the keyboard.
Okay.
If I can get this camera working.
Yeah, that AI can't do that shit, huh?
Can't even get
Billy Joel,
can't
as
even
you've
get
never
your
heard it
fingers in
before.
Everybody loves you now. Come on.
Okay. I need the octave changed. Can you change the octave? You probably can't.
Don't know. I can't see.
No, it's not gonna happen.
Yeah. Go on.
Baby, all the lights are turned on you. Now you're in the center of the stage. Everything evolves on what you do. Oh, you're in your prime, you come of age. Oh, you have only had your way somehow. 'Cause everybody loves you now.
The fact you can even do it on there. Oh, man.
All the people want to know your name.
All right. Are you guys ready for the Billy Joel challenge that I have prepared for you?
Oh, there's a challenge.
There is a Billy Joel challenge today.
Does it involve these things?
Yes, it does.
Oh, boy.
Totally involves those. Absolutely. We have some, it's a Billy Joel challenge, ladies and gentlemen. You see, we have Elio Pace, who does the Billy Joel songbook and full Billy Joel album shows in England. David Clark from All About Joel. It is time for a Billy Joel challenge.
Woo! Bring it on.
Let's see. Amy, who's your money on? Who do you think's going to nail this Billy Joel challenge?
I don't know what the challenge is yet.
Oh, all right. I'm going to ask you some Billy Joel questions.
Okay.
Your answers will be played on the keyboard. Question number 1. Name the play the Billy Joel song covered by Ronnie Spector.
Bobby driving through the city tonight, through the night,
Georgia love is in his heavy machine. It's a scene down on Sunset Boulevard. Say goodbye to Hollywood. Say goodbye, my baby. Say goodbye to Hollywood. Say goodbye, my baby.
All right.
So these are like, it's not specific to each any person.
No, it's whoever comes up with it first.
He's gonna win.
So that's a point for David Clark right there.
Wait, why do I get a point for that?
Because you did. You played it first.
He did.
Oh, so this is like a buzzer thing? Like
Yeah.
Family Feud?
So you're up 1-0.
All right. I don't like the rules, but okay. Okay.
I'm ready.
Question number 2.
Play your game, Rogue.
Play Billy Joel's very first top 10 hit.
Is it got a call from an old friend, we used to be real? No, it's not.
The answer is incorrect.
Don't go changing to try and please me.
David Clark is up 2-0.
How did I get that one? Of course. Sit down.
When he gets mad, he gets this Jason Statham thing going on. You gonna
Yes.
try that again, mate?
What was that game I beat your father in? I thought he was going to kill me that night. What game was that?
I can't remember.
The you put the sand on the thing and you roll the thing across the board and you knock over. I forget what that game is called, but
It's like a bowling pin.
yeah. And your father, when you guys were here in 2019, we went to that bar. Your father was kicking my ass. I just came in right at the end and I took over and I won. I got the right amount of points. He looked on his
Basically,
face.
you're saying there's hope for him.
Yes, of course there's hope for him.
Slide in the last minute and kick my ass.
Maybe like a game 6 in '86, right? All right.
Right, sleeves up.
All right, this one. All right, I'll let you get your sleeves up. Would you like to take a drink of water?
Yes, I will. Right, here you go. I'm watching you.
Because I will tell you, I will warn you both, this next question is hard.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Play any song of Billy's from the hard rock duo he was a part of before he launched his solo career.
I'll get coffee. Who wants coffee? Oh
Every breath I take, every move I make.
You, Mr. Clark, get half a point for that.
Okay.
Because I was looking at the hard rock duo,
Oh, that's
which was Attila.
Yeah.
You played something
Band.
from the Hassles.
Sorry.
But that's all
No,
right.
that's a
no.
zero.
Brain invasion.
That's a
That's a zero?
zero.
Yes, brain invasion.
You know Brain
As
Invasion?
if I remember brain invasion.
I shouldn't get half a point for that. That should be a zero.
You should. That's what you should do. So you're finishing up the full album.
Yeah.
You got to do the Attila. Get John Small to fly over to England. You do the Attila album.
I'd fly out and do it with him just to do it.
That would be awesome.
I'll wear the.
the meet the
How's brain invasion go? Cat people. Was it called cat people? Was there one called cat?
yeah, cat people. Yeah, there's Wonder Woman.
Oh.
I like the album. I like it. Yeah.
Don't know.
All right.
No
All right.
points.
So, how about you? You want to take a stab at that?
No, I don't.
Amy.
All right. Let's see. Where's the next one? All right. This one I think you guys will know. Play the song that was a massive hit for Billy that he originally wrote as a reggae tune.
Come out, Virginia, don't let me wait. You Catholic girls start much too late. Ah, but sooner or later comes down to fate. I might as well be the one.
But oh, let the good die young. That's what I say. Only the good. Only the good.
See that?
Elio's on the board, baby.
He's on the board. It is 2-1, ladies and gentlemen. 2-1. Nice job.
Jeopardy.
All right.
Are you sure you want to be doing this on your radio show, Tony? Is this good? Is this a good idea?
What do you mean?
The Casio keyboard challenge?
Maybe he looks like.
Are you tell me to stop?
No, I think it sounds absolutely fantastic.
It does. It reflects very well on us.
All right. Play the song Where Our Fathers Meet Our Mothers in the USO. I think that was a tie right there. I think.
Well, I'm living here in Allentown.
And the doors of factories down.
Out in Bethlehem, they're killing time.
Filling out forms, standing alive. Well, our fathers.
All right, little bonus. I didn't even add this in. What was the demo? What did he originally write that song as?
Levittown.
Because we're in Levittown
right.
right now, so I just thought I'd throw that in there. Yep. So we're living here in Levittown. Yeah.
I lived here 21 years.
That's
Levittown.
pretty amazing. That we're
I
in
feel like I'm back
Levittown.
home. I'm a mile away from here.
Oh, yeah, that's where. Yeah, whereabouts in Levittown?
I lived on Gardeners Avenue for a while.
Yeah,
and then
okay.
I had a house on Market Lane.
Oh, sure. Okay.
Wow.
Very nice.
Oh yeah.
All right. Let's see.
You're missing some out now, aren't you?
Yeah, now I'm editing myself. Yes.
You can tell. His little brain's working.
Play the song where the music video.
Hold on. Who got points for that?
You did. So I think it was a tie, but Dave was pointing at you. I think you did come in like a split
2-2.
second earlier.
2 each.
So it's 2 each.
Oh,
See
yeah,
how
we're tied.
important that was to him.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. All right. So I have a few others, but should this be the tiebreaker?
It's up to you.
All right.
Hey, some more.
You're the host.
Hey, can Amy answer one?
Probably not.
All right. Play the song where in the music video for this song it shows Billy in music court. David got
If it
it.
seems like I've been lost till Your Honor.
They say the music is
been an
blind.
older and missing my younger days. Whoa, whoa, doesn't
Tell me much better.
Cause my past is something that never got in my way. Your
Dave-
Honor, I'd like to try a different approach.
Fantastic.
All right.
Great song.
Get ready. Get your hands on those keyboards because this one, either one of you can get in a second.
Ew.
He's too quick.
Name any song that Billy has released that's a cover.
Hey girl, I want you to know
Last night.
I'm gonna miss you so much if you go.
That's all.
Hey girl, this can't be true.
Hold on.
I feel like we both slid in the second at the same time.
Yeah, that was definitely a tie. That was That was fantastic. All right, last question.
Okay.
So it's 4-3.
No,
But-
it's tied.
It's
We both
it's
wanted to
tied.
cover-
Sure,
So
it's tied.
You got.
No, I don't think so.
keep it
Well,
safe.
you're gonna both redeem yourselves on this one.
Okay.
Okay.
Go on.
The song "Baby Grand."
Uh-huh.
You're playing it as Billy. You're playing it as Ray Charles. Go ahead.
Key of F.
Yeah.
Do you want the words?
I do need the words. It's been a while. Stay with
I'll
me.
play the intro.
Play the intro. Baby Grand lyrics.
Remember, I said as Billy and as Ray Charles.
Okay.
Who goes first?
I do.
Billy.
Billy does.
Late at night, when it's dark and cold, I'll reach out for someone to hold. When I'm blue, when I'm lonely, she comes through. Well, she's the only one who can. My baby Grand
Doesn't like chords.
is all I need.
In my time, I wanted everywhere.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. This world, she would always be there. Any day, any hour, all it takes is the power in my hand. Go to the end.
My baby Grand is all I need.
I was going to throw in a little Amy Rhiannon Worth for the bridge on that one.
Okay, here we go then. Oh, they say no one's gonna play this.
On the radio,
Woo!
Nice.
they say melancholy blues,
Dead and gone.
dead and gone. It's only songs like these, played in minor keys, will keep those memories holding on, yeah.
Well, I've come far. Oh, we're done. I've come far. Okay, let's stop it. Come far enough.
Well done. Everybody won in that game.
Amy crushed it.
Amy, of course, crushed it. I thought you'd remember. You sang that once,
Yeah, I
didn't you?
sang that
so I
once
thought-
with Elio.
Yeah, man.
Live. It was during the pandemic.
That's right.
Right.
Yeah.
There wasn't a gig for anybody anywhere, and then a friend of mine said, Steve Piper said, come and do a gig in my back garden, and it was a field, and we sold tickets, and 200 people turned up the first day,
Nice.
and then we sold those out, and then we put on another night the following night, and Amy was our very first ever female on the Billy Joel show, and we did
Yeah.
Baby Grand. And
So
she-
was it a field, you said?
we're in a field at the back of this farm.
So we set, but
Like,
we set
build
up
it and they will come.
we set up a
They did,
stage.
baby, yeah!
We set up a stage with a marquee covering.
so
We
cool.
painted out all spaces
3
in the.
weeks.
Oh,
Social distance.
It
we
was
had boxes.
amazing.
People bought tickets to sit in a place where you couldn't go next to the next.
to keep social distancing.
It was 2020. It was August 22. Can you believe we went through
That's
that?
amazing. Sometimes I don't know. We're 3 years now.
I can't believe we went through that.
Yeah.
All right. So we have about 15 minutes left. That's actually slow. So yeah, we have 15 minutes left. You're having something to share with us.
Oh.
I think it's time.
Yeah. Okay. So should we switch these off?
Yeah.
Yes.
Why?
Why would you do
Come on, let's do it. Let's do it.
No,
Let's do it.
no.
Do a Pete Townsend.
Pete Townsend on 'em.
I bought these specifically for today. I'll have you know.
Thank you very much.
I did.
Keep 'em. Right, yeah. No, you know, someone's already mentioned that they've come to discover David on the Sigma album. For those people who don't know Tony, basically, 10 years ago, David and I met 10 years ago. Jump in anytime you like. But we were asked by Larry Russell. Larry was Billy Joel's very first touring bass player. So after Billy had made Cold Spring Harbor, he put his first band together. And Reese had played on the album. Don had played on the album. We've already discussed that Reese went on the road with Billy. Don didn't want to. Larry was then found. He was an old friend of Billy's from the 60s, and Larry played bass on that first tour with Reese and the late Al Hertzberg on guitar. That was Billy's first band. And they toured with Billy for that first 18 months. And in that time, Billy got discovered basically by Columbia Records at WMMR in Sigma Studios in Philadelphia, and went on to make Piano Man and Columbia, and the rest is history. That band, minus Al Hertzberg, who wasn't well enough to do it, reunited 10 years ago, because that was the last time they played together. 41 years after that event of the Sigma original recording in 1972. In 2013, David and I met because Larry had said, let's do a reunion of the band. Reese flew over from the West Coast. Don was asked to come and fill for...
Very briefly, there was a trigger for this, a specific trigger. And if you remember, in 2011, Billy released the Piano Man Legacy Edition box set. And included on that CD was the Sigma show, which is where Larry got triggered.
That's right.
To want to do this, right?
That's right, yeah.
Okay.
Beautifully remixed and remastered.
Yeah.
The very first time anybody could properly hear that very... that important concert that Billy played.
It floated on bootleg for years, but this was, like you said,
Right.
remixed, and it sounded beautiful. Yeah,
Absolutely wonderful. And it was so crucial because Billy did Captain Jack that night, which caught the attention of the station, which played it over and again. And then Clive Davis at Columbia went, who's this Captain Jack boy? You know, let's sign him. And signed it. So it was an important album. Larry said, let's do a reunion. And that's how he pulled David and us together. And Kenny Ingram from Canada, who was 15 at the time. We did the show in New York. It was magical.
It really was.
At the bitter end.
At the bitter end in Greenwich Village. You came.
I did.
I didn't really know you at the time, and yet you were there, and it was magic. It was just magical.
All the shows were special, but that one was just...
Yeah.
It was the first time. It was packed. The club. I mean, the people that have played on that stage: Jimi Hendrix, Ray Charles,
Bob Dylan,
Stevie Wonder, Bob Dylan, Billy Joel, Elton John, I think, Bruce Springsteen, definitely.
Yes, Springsteen.
But it was amazing. So that was 10 years ago. Last August, it took that long for all sorts of reasons that I haven't got time to go into now. We released the audio of that concert. Long Time was the name of the show. Long Time. The Sigma reunion live in New York. And the CD came out last year. You can get it on download from my website as well. Mixed beautifully by Tony Draper. Mastered beautifully by Nick Watson. I'm so proud I produced this record. It sounds fantastic in the speakers, on your headphones. You're in the room. David kills it. His incredible vocals, incredible piano playing, the sense of his sense of humor is just amazing. Well, the news is that night there were cameras in the room, and they were there just to pick it up for archival purposes. Their brief was not to film this for a release. It was just pick some stuff up whilst you're there. Just pick, there was no plan, no director. There was not proper lighting, nothing. Well, that video, with the help of Matt Harnick's video, who was there, and the help of Phil Fumano's video from NY Rocks, with those 3 official cameras, those 2 extra cameras, we have managed to create the most fantastic visual document of that concert, which is going to be released on the 22nd of September this year, which to the day is the exact same date 10 years ago that we did that concert. The 22nd of September, we are releasing the video of that Sigma reunion. So I'm very, very chuffed to be able to say that. Very happy.
You very what?
Chuffed is a British word.
Just want to make sure.
Happy, very happy.
Very, very happy.
Excited and
Delighted to be able to say that video is finally coming out. And also, we are going to be screening the movie in 2 different places for the public to come and see. The first screening is going to happen on the 18th of September. It's a Monday night in the UK. Venue to be announced. We know the venue, but I'll get to that. The 18th of September, there will be a UK screening of this film. And then 3 days later, on the 21st of September, Amy and I are flying back over to the United States of America, to Philadelphia, to screen the movie at Penn State University, which will be our official 2 screenings. The movie then will be available as a download from Amazon Prime and Google Play and iTunes, and also as physically as a DVD, both in PAL and NTSC. So people from across, we can, both the British system and American system on the 22nd of September.
Outstanding.
So that's the news.
Yay!
And I cannot wait for people to see this movie. It is so atmospheric. It's been beautifully put together by a guy called Peter Thorpe in the UK. Amy is assistant director on the movie. She has been sitting with Peter Thorpe and tweaking the frames and the shots and the angles. I want to say thank you also to Steve Tottingham at Big Small TV, who has been unbelievable. He's the producer of the movie and is semi-helping to get this off the ground. It's just been a great team of audio people and now the visual people. And I can't wait for you to see it because it's such a beautiful... It's as vibey as the audio was. And there's the pictures and you feature on it and you're incredible on it, David, and so is Kenny. And the band, Reese, Don, and Larry are just... They're fantastic on it. It's fun, it's unedited, it's raw. And remember, this footage was never meant to be seen publicly. Right. It was just library pictures, but with some steadying of the shots, some cropping in of the shots. And as I say, with Matt Harnick's extra footage and Phil Fumano's extra footage, we've pieced together a beautiful document that will stand the test of time. It was a moment in my life it was so special. Being there with you was so special. So I'm proud to finally close the circle and put this out on September the 22nd.
The CD, which again you can get now through eliopace.com, sound-wise is just phenomenal. So it really does capture what a great night that was. So I'm really looking forward to seeing the visual. Yeah,
and it's a piece of music history right there. What happened in that room, and it's been captured. It's great.
It really is, because Billy Joel has gone on to be, what is he now? The 6th best-selling solo artist of all time.
Right.
The 6th. That's a lot of people underneath him who didn't make it to 6.
Right.
That's a lot of people. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And yet it all started right there at Cold Spring Harbor with Reese Clark and Don Evans and then Larry Russell and Al Hertzberg. Those guys brought Billy's music to the public for the very first time. To be able to tell their story in some way and show people. And this wasn't an excuse of a gig. How good was that rhythm section?
The rhythm section was good. Quite good. Reese is solid, man. They're all of them. It's
just
great.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
But they were there at the beginning of Billy Joel's rise to fame. Larry sat with Billy creating the bass line for Captain Jack. Reese Clark created all that stuff in Captain Jack, which he ended up playing on Piano Man. You know,
Right.
they had Ronnie Tutt for the rest of the album, but they chose Reese to play Captain Jack. These are special musicians. These are brilliant and wonderful people. Brilliant people
Yep.
who I feel totally blessed that some crazy piece of fate happened in my life that this, you know.
Yeah.
So I can't wait for you to see.
Yeah, I'm proud of them, proud of us, and at the, you know, just to throw a little, you know, balloons in a party for you and I. Not a lot of guys could have done what we did. Sorry.
No.
It's
tough
and meeting you, and dude, you remember our first conversation when we chose the songs?
Never forget it.
You know, it took us what 38 seconds to pick the set list.
Literally. That's what it was. Who would do what?
Right.
Who
They
would play
thought
what?
they were going to argue over it and be like, oh.
I thought, come on, and he's American, and you know, David's been doing Captain Jack. No, come on, man, let me do Captain Jack. But no, it was, I couldn't believe I offloaded Falling of the Rain onto him. I was like, and Everybody Loves You Now slammed it.
Oh yeah, man.
Oh my God!
There was
You're like a drum.
There was a selfish component of that. We talked about this a little bit because I got used to those songs, few of those songs, a different way since the Songs in the Attic Live album came out. I was used to doing it modeled after the other guys.
Right.
So I would have had to relearn some of those songs that he ended up doing better than I would have done them. And it's just like, so it was like we were on the phone and just like we had a ball and then like we found ourselves going, did we just pick it? Like,
Yeah.
did we just become best friends? and it was just a great experience, man. It really was.
It
Fun.
was fun, and he's been over to England.
Yeah.
And he's appeared on my Billy Joel Songbook
Right,
show,
right.
and the boys still talk about you, and they still ask about
You've
you.
got a good band, bro.
Yeah. I'm very, very,
got a good
very
band.
lucky.
And like we were talking before about hopefully getting an album out of you at some point, you do say in this show that
Yes.
when you ever get to it, you're going to include Josephine,
Yes,
which
you did.
I'm
No,
holding
not
you to
Josephine.
that. Wasn't
Long,
Josephine?
long time.
Long time. Sorry, you did
Long
Josephine.
time.
Sorry. Long time. So I'm holding you to
When
that.
you're feeling, I would love to do that.
You
Yeah.
said on the
You
he
nailed
says
it.
on the
Cover it in a
sig-
hot
he-
Yes.
second,
absolutely.
hot minute or
And do you know
something.
what, David? That's one of my go-to tracks on this album.
Is it?
I just love the way
Mm-hmm.
you did it, the sound of your voice, and the come around when you're feeling low, and you just absolutely. And he says at the beginning, he says.
Right.
He says, I'm in love with this song. He said,
Yeah.
And you talked to, this is what's wonderful about this concert. I didn't edit any of this out. He
Right.
says, Larry, you said that you think Billy should do this, maybe re-release this. And he said, if he doesn't do it, I'm going to do it for
Yeah.
my next album. You said that.
Yeah.
Come on.
10 years later, I haven't put the album out yet.
Well, do you know what? There's
I'll
a
do
version.
it.
There's
I'm
a
gonna do
version
it.
of you singing it, and it's on the Sigma Audio, and soon to be the.
Go on a
movie.
little website, get the little licensing done, you know?
Yep,
Put it in.
exactly.
Do it.
That's how it works over here, you know? So, but
And
no,
I had the pleasure of meeting Al Hirschberg once before he passed. I was with Larry when we gave him the gold record for that Piano Man Legacy.
that's
which was really it was really cool actually. Yeah.
He was a great guitar player.
This guy had no idea. He wasn't on any social media. Has since passed. But he didn't have Facebook. He had nothing. He had no idea that there were people out there that knew who he was, that the Sigma thing meant something to somebody. Like this guy had no clue whatsoever. This guy was completely overwhelmed, and he knew we were coming, of course, but still, to hear us talk about it and to hear Larry tell him what's been going on, and Larry hadn't seen him, I think, in at least 25 years at that
Well, he
point.
stopped playing guitar at that point.
Yeah.
He wasn't well enough to do the concert 10 years ago.
Right.
Billy's a lucky guy. Billy has been surrounded by some phenomenal creative people.
Yes, he
you know,
has.
Liberty DeVito and Doug Stegmeyer, and Richie and
Right.
and all those and Mark Rivera and David Brown and Russell Javers. All these people, all those but those guys, they got the credit in a way that they deserved, and they did deserve it, because those records that they made with Billy from 1976 onwards are fantastic. The playing, just what they did.
never would have sounded like that with session guys. Sorry.
No,
Agreed.
Like,
No.
and there's no way I can selfishly speak to this.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah, of course.
So,
you know better than anybody.
I'm one of those weirdos. It's like I did the Sigma thing with you, and I've had a chance to play with a lot of his former
of them.
sort of foot soldiers.
Yeah,
in the
exactly.
In the freaking
The stuff that Liberty DeVito does on those records,
Yeah.
where most drummers would just go boom, gaka, boom, gaka, boom, boom. No, it's not enough. He's going
Those were parts, dude.
At the end of
Those
the
were
fourth
parts.
bar, he's going to do something, boom, hold back on the bass drum and keep it as a pattern. They were brilliant, and they got. But what I'm saying here is that Larry, Reese, Don, and Al didn't quite get the recognition that they deserve as well. Because when Reese was grooving and Don doing Travel in Prayer, and it's just absolutely awesome. You know, it's fantastic. That Sigma concert, Kenny always says his favorite live album of Billy's is Sigma 1972.
That bitter end, dude, we crushed it that night, man. That was a great band. Like everything was just sat right.
It was beautiful.
You know,
I remember talking about in the rehearsals. I said, this is unbelievable. I've never played with musicians like this who sound like they're from an era of music that I love. They interpret the groove. They hold back on the beat in a certain way that modern drumming doesn't, you know, and the bass laid back and the guitar is so. Don's playing on the Sigma recording. His live performance on that night is fantastic. Yep.
They were there when the egg hatched, man.
That's right.
They were there.
Yeah.
I'm blessed to have met you.
Same.
I'm blessed to have met those
Same.
boys, and I'm so proud of this product.
Looking forward to it. So that's this fall, but you can get the audio now, eliopace.com. That's the only place you can find it, right?
It is.
Yep. Yeah. Very nice. All right, so it's time. It's time for us to go. That was a very fast 90 minutes. My last comment I'll read is, congratulations, can't wait. Please say Stables. That's from the one and only John Brett. What does that mean?
John, hello, John. Yeah, the Stables in Milton Keynes has been one of the most supportive venues since even before the Billy Joel Songbook started. They are amazing. It's always the first one to sell out, and it's going to be the very last album show gig on October the 22nd with Reese and Don playing there. It's one of my favourite places. It's where we recorded the Songbook DVD that won the award here in 2019.
Nice.
It's one of the best music venues in the UK, really. It's got such a reputation.
Is it?
Yeah, it's absolutely awesome. If ever you come to the UK, I'll help you get a gig at the Stables.
I was checking my calendar on and off during the show. Just loosely checking my iCal. And the 2 weeks that you're bringing those guys out, I might come watch. I don't want to play. I just want to come watch. I might come out for a couple of shows and check you guys out. I just maybe talk to Cindy about it and see if I can.
Can we say that you're coming?
Yeah, sure. I don't even remember the dates.
He's coming.
You're there 5th through the 20th. No. It's 5th through the 22nd of October?
No, the 3rd of October. 3rd of October until the 22nd of October. 2 of the shows of the 10. We're only doing 10. You see, that's another thing. We're not doing like 30-day tour of Scandinavian skies because, you know, but 10-day tours, Cold Spring Harbor in the first half, River of Dreams in the second half. 2 of the shows are already sold out. 4 of the others are about 15 tickets from selling out.
Nice.
20 tickets.
I love when you sell your seat maps, when you post these seat maps online. I'm like, look at Elio's crushing it. It's 2 little dots left.
2 dots, one there and one there.
You're like, come on, you can do it. There's one of you. Buy that dot.
A couple who are not getting on well.
Are you going to come?
I'm gonna. I know what the dates are. Let me see if I can figure out a couple dates.
David Clark's coming. Everybody in the UK, you hear this? David Clark is coming.
I gotta talk to Cindy. Make sure that's all good. Make sure this. Now that weekend on the 7th and 8th, I have shows. But around that, let me
come to London.
Let's see.
London, Leicester Square with Tony.
Let me see if we can figure that out.
Okay.
Cool. All right, we're just about to go. I just got to ask quick how it went on the cruise.
Ah, thank you. Really good. We were sailing down the Amazon River on a beautiful, beautiful ship, the Silver Shadow, Silver Seas cruise ship. Myself and Elio were performing on board, and it went really good.
Nice.
We did 4 different shows between us. Gorgeous audiences, and beautiful light, sound, all the guys on there.
Band.
Great band. We were very, very
guys
lucky.
From the Philippines.
That's cool.
Just nailing the charts. And,
great.
Oh,
sweet.
Fantastic.
And then tonight, the big night, Amy performing with Knock 'em Dead Comedy.
Never mind all this other stuff. Come on. Tonight is the night.
She'll be singing this song right here. Oh, you can't even hear it, can you? Copacabana's playing.
Oh, yeah.
Amy's going to be singing. She's going to be rocking it. Can't wait. It's going to be very exciting.
I get to perform with Tony for the first time.
Yeah, very excited. This is really cool. So there you go. Amy Rhiannon Worth, Elio Pace, David Clark. This was a blast.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Tony.
This was a lot of fun. Thank you guys for tuning in. Real quick before we go, I got just some announcements here for Gov's Comedy Club podcast. Our apologies. Donversations, I don't know, YouTube shut it down on Friday, so that's why you didn't see it. It's replaying tonight at 8 o'clock. So you got Steve Squared at 6:30 on the YouTube channel, Donversations on the YouTube channel as well. That's at 8 o'clock. And then we got Hershey and the Keeks come back tomorrow. We have all sorts of stuff going on this week. And don't forget, go to govs.com. You'll see some great comedians on any of the 3 governors' stages. Michael Polaskak. I don't know who that is. My apologies. Welly Jackson, John DeResta, Alex Bradley, Emily Santosis, Mike Tanzi. The Pat Dunn Birthday Extravaganza with James Raniolo, Jen Snortland, Allison Persky, Julie Carrion, and Brian Paul. Those are just some of the comedians you'll see on our governor's stage sometime this weekend. So go to govs.com, make some reservations. And I believe that's everything. So again, Steve Square tonight at 8:30 and Donversations tonight at 8 o'clock. That's all on the YouTube channel. And then we're back here tomorrow. Me and Hugh will be here for Tuesday Trivia. It's going to be great. So join us tomorrow here on Twitch. Thank you, guys. Have a great day. Oh, you know what? We were supposed to premiere Drinks, Jokes, and Storytelling today. Oh, boy, I didn't set that up. All right. Maybe we'll do it tomorrow. All right. Well, all right, I'll let you guys know. See you later.